Hey, what's going on, everybody? Check it out. We're going to you live and direct from Los Angeles, California, alongside the WCC family, joining the roundtable, a special edition of Overload. Tonight we got Fresh, we got Sean Jones, good old Kevin, Maurice, the Grand Slam champion, good old Paul Martin, and the rest. Guys, we started off Monday Night Raw, 3 hours, of course. Boring ass show. Not just kidding. No, it's pretty good. What you guys think about CM Punk versus Big Show, and then it ended up being a main event match at the end?
The match was pretty good, and when Big Show when Daniel Bryan interfered and John Cena, I knew it was gonna be a tag match. That was
Paul?
given.
Paul, what you think?
Yeah.
Like you guys actually watched all 3 hours? Are you serious?
Pretty much. That's what we did.
Like, this show is so crappy. I'm thinking about selling my ticket when it comes here in 2 weeks. Like, this is horrible. If it wasn't already bad when it was 2 hours, and that was 3 hours, and you still don't showcase the young talent. It's still a bunch of nothing.
Right.
Like, you have 3 hours to do what? Nothing. You got Damian Sandow out here doing cartwheels. JTG is, like, I don't even know why he's still employed.
Sean, I mean, let's go with JTG. Were you shocked at the fact that JTG actually got a match tonight, or was that something expected already?
I was actually shocked because with WWE and some of their superstars that tweet, little small comments, normally they don't look at it. They just, brush it off their shoulders. I'm actually surprised. This is 2 times that JTG was on Raw, but actually for him to cut a promo or actually be on camera to say a few choice words, I mean, it actually shocked the crap out of me.
Right. Do you expect to see him more often now?
Not really. No.
No.
I mean, if he plays his cards right, and if WWE is smart, which they're not, they would put him back on screen and have somebody on there with some type of mic skill or some type of charisma. Because
right.
I mean, yeah, you got your CM Punk and you got, your Daniel Bryan, but you need to fill that gap.
Right.
And obviously WWE is doing that.
JTG is a tag team wrestler.
Right.
I don't care how you slice it. I don't care how you repackage him. I don't care how you change his ring attire. You give him some music. You can make JTG cut his braids off and get a Philly fro and look like Darren Young for all I care. He's still a tag team wrestler. He can't be a singles wrestler. He has no aspirations of being single. Like, it's not going to work. So if you want JTG back on screen, hey, put him in a crappy gimmick where he just cycles through rookies as a tag team partner until he finds that niche of he needs to rebuild Shaz. That's the gaping hole for. So give him that kind of gimmick and see where that goes. But he can't be a singles wrestler because he sucks.
Right. So you got a low standards for JTG as a singles competitor.
No, it doesn't work.
Oh, actually, Fresh, you know what? I'm going to take you one better. I say you keep JTG, but not as a wrestler. I say keep him as a manager.
Why?
And Now, I'm going to tell you why.
I know where you're going with this.
Well, actually, because Fresh already mentioned somebody that I would pair him with.
Uh-oh.
How about the same? See, he knew where. Well, Fresh said himself. He knew where I was going with it. And actually, you know what? A lot of people think this wouldn't make sense, but you know what? I'm going to tell you why it would make perfect sense. Because if you took JTG, and it's like, all right, he's having a little bit of bad luck, or actually, did I say a little?
A little?
I should have said a lot.
A little.
Yeah. That's how I caught myself. I said a lot. But you know what? Darren Young and Titus O'Neil, we know they cannot talk
at all.
Trust me. And if we heard them like back on the NXT days, yeah, we kind of saw. JTG surprisingly has shown that he can talk. Now, you repackage him as, like, of course, then the one negative I know everybody's going to also say is, like, oh, you pretty much just made him AEW 2.0. But here's the thing. You're not going to try and make him, like, some sort of, like also a promoter or whatever. What you're going to do is just basically have him be, like, a hustler manager. Kind of like across between what AEW was and what Slick used to be.
Mm-hmm.
But, and I want to tell you what, this could actually work because JTG, yeah, is a very educated person, even though he may not always act like it. Now you put him in a, like, sort of street, but, like, still, like, educated businessman, and it was like you could really have him complement the primetime play as good as AEW is. It won't be better than what AEW is, but at least now you're taking three people and giving them some relevance.
Okay.
That's actually a good idea. That is a good idea. I like that. I applaud you for that.
The only way they can save the primetime players' existence of getting a push, this big man needs to dig in his pockets and he needs to find a telephone number that directs him to Japan, and he needs to call Montel Bontavious Ford.
Actually, first, let me take you a little step further. I like where this is going. Take JTG, the primetime players, and MVP, and make a stable out of that and call it the Players Club.
Wow.
MVP's got to be the mouthpiece, though, because he's the only one that can talk.
I agree.
He's the only one that got that swag, like, that would be like, if he was still there and you take AW and then you take the primetime plan, that would be a dope little stable.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you can have him, like, eligible for all the belts now because you could probably have MVP as your WWE or World Heavyweight Champ. Let's see, you could probably primetime as your tag champion.
And you give JTG
and the MVP as world.
Yeah.
That would work, but I don't care what anybody says, you still run into that same problem. And Vince McMahon and the WWE, they will not give a black man that type of power or push unless he has,
or at least a full-blooded black man.
Right.
Yeah. Sorry, Rock, but yeah, we done been down there.
There's no sorry. There's no sorry.
Now I
was like,
now
I should say sorry because we, like, beat that horse to death already. So
I mean, I asked you guys this question a while back. Fresh, answer this for me. Are you happy with The Rock being a African American, backing up you guys as champion?
You know what? Like, I get it. Like, The Rock is the Barack Obama of wrestling.
Exactly.
He is. When Barack Obama was running for president, like, I don't really pay attention to politics as much, but I pay attention every now and then. Now, up until Barack Obama won everybody's vote to be president, he was the first black man besides Jesse Jackson that was legit enough to be the president.
Right.
Up until he was president, he was black. As soon as he got into the White House, he was like, oh, well, he's not all the way black, and he's part Hawaiian, and he's half white, and then white people want to claim it. That's exactly how The Rock is. The Rock, all they did was talk about his daddy. So it was Soul Man Rocky Johnson this, Soul Man Rocky Johnson that. And then when The Rock finally won the title, it was like, oh, well, he's High Chief Peter Maivia, he's third generation wrestler. It was like, I thought he was black. He was black a week ago.
Oh my God! Speaking of, black and other talents, did you guys notice Ryback had a little pink eye? Paul Martin and Kevin, were you hanging out with them?
No.
Nope.
Just checking.
He had that for weeks.
Now, do you guys know if anything happened to him, or is that just pink eye? Because I doubt it. They'll let you wrestle with pink eye.
I think that's a part of his gimmick. I'm really starting to think that's a part, because it's like that every week. That's got to be a part of his gimmick.
Right.
If it is, it's nasty.
Looks nasty.
JTG was
like
scared
2
as
weeks
hell
ago.
of it. He was like, get away from the pink eye, get away from the pink eye. I actually think that he was actually listening to one of our shows. We've been talking about Ryback and his nasty ass pink eye. I tell you that. Oh, excuse my friends, but I'm sorry.
And once again, gentlemen, Ryback is undefeated. Now, I've asked you guys this previous times. Who will destroy the streak? We'll start off with Kevin.
Who I think probably, I don't know. Probably, that's a good question. Because here lately he's been fighting nobodies. Probably Big Show.
Paul Martin.
Same here. I think Big Show is the one, too.
Are you just saying Big Show because that's your draft pick?
Not really, but not really, actually, because it's like I just think, okay, from the stature, I think with him being like risky in the ring a little bit per se, a Big Show can, match just by just, kicking his butt, I think.
Right. Fresh. Are we looking at the next world champ?
Who, Ryback?
Yeah.
There's a possibility, like, Ryback has got a lot of potential, but his undefeated streak will not die until they eventually turn Ryback heel.
Is he gonna go for is he gonna go for a streak like Goldberg, going over 100?
They're not counting. Like, and that's the thing where it doesn't emulate Goldberg, because they're not counting. Because he's been on TV for a good 4 months now, so he's probably damn near at like 80 wins, because all he do is beat up nobody. But then does that really count, because he's beating up the same people?
Right.
How many times has he beat up Slater? Like, it doesn't count anymore.
Or Tyler Rex and Kurt Hawkins and all that.
But Ryback will eventually somewhere in life get that big push he needs, but they can't do it as a face, because they're eventually gonna turn him heel, because they're gonna cross paths with Cena. Right. Anybody that they want to push to that next level, you got to cross paths with Cena somewhere in life. Cena I believe Cena will be the first person to pin Ryback. I do believe that.
Nope. I'm going to go way before that happens. Because, and by the way, I'm going to apologize in advance for doing the worst impersonation of the person I'm about to say that will end Ryback's streak. But allow me to beg your indulgence for one moment.
Oh,
when you deal with such a barbarian, yes, I'm going with this person. But when you deal with such a ruffian and barbarian, yes, you must deal with the intellectual savior of the masses. And that's why I say Damien Sandow will become the first person to defeat Ryback. You're welcome.
I'll take it a little bit further. I'm gonna challenge you on this one. I don't see Ryback his streak ending until WrestleMania.
Well, please don't say Miz or The Undertaker.
Yep.
Wow.
Wow. I know it. I knew where he was going with that one.
Now, see, you say he needs to turn heel. Who better to turn heel on than a big name other than John Cena? Is The Undertaker.
Well, first of all, seeing that The Undertaker has the body capacity of an infant child, I don't really think that's smart. Did you see how Ryback clothesline people?
Yes.
Oh, Ryback is reckless in the ring. Like, you seen it? Like, he gave a razor, I call it a razor edge, to JTG, and he almost landed on his neck.
Yeah, I saw that.
If Ryback clothesline The Undertaker, he would damn near knock a hole in his chest.
Now, that's one of the people who I would choose to end his streak, his winning streak, Ryback's winning streak. But I would actually choose either Kane or Randy Orton. Turn Ryback heel and give those two a shot at it. While he's cheating.
I mean, but maybe they're not really keeping track of the streak because, they're trying to not it'd be like Goldberg, because before, like, Ryback really had a catchphrase, when he would come out, the crowd would just go, Goldberg, like, especially on Raw. Like, on SmackDown, you can edit the tape where you don't hear it. But, like, when you're doing live Raw, like, all you hear is Goldberg, Goldberg, Goldberg. So, like, you got to do something to get away from that. So now you got the catchphrase, and the crowd goes, feed me more, and it's catchy.
I mean,
like,
by the
I
way,
like it.
yeah. Plus, he has new music. That was pretty interesting.
Right,
Yeah, I was wondering if anybody caught the fact that his song had lyrics for a change.
Right.
Yeah, I noticed after he kept saying "feed me more" and he got in the ring.
Up next, we had 3 choices to pick from: Jericho, Ziggler, and The Miz to join Roddy Piper in the Piper's Pit. By any chance, did any of you guys vote? Because I know I didn't.
I did. I voted for Jericho.
No, I didn't either.
I did.
These
I voted for JTG.
Things are a waste of time. I mean, seriously, like these.
Piper felt uncomfortable.
Now, Maurice, would you say that Piper is losing his touch already? Because oh man, that was very boring.
Well, I can say Piper's never been a PG guy, so
Right.
so now that he has to be on his toes now more than ever, it's like you pretty much neutralized him. Because let me tell you, if the real Roddy Piper and the Roddy Piper we grew up with was allowed to do what he was going to do, let me tell you something. He would have ran Jericho, Miz, and Ziggler all in one shot. And then if there's anything left, he'd have probably snuck a couple of lines of Vicky too, because hell, we know Piper ain't never discriminated on nobody. He's an equal opportunist.
Right.
If you was in the ring and he had something to make fun about you, he would clown you. And here's the funny thing was, it didn't matter if you was a good guy or a bad guy. It was whatever. If Piper was good and you were good, he would clown you. If he was bad and you were bad, he'd clown you. Piper was an equal opportunist, no matter what.
Right. Paul Martin, did you vote?
Yes, I did. I actually voted for The Miz.
For The Miz? Why is that?
Okay, because it's like he is like one of like the good talkers in the WWE. You know, that's a good heel.
Right. Are you gonna go watch his next movie?
I'm actually gonna buy it when it comes to DVD because I don't really go to movies as much.
All right. Not bad. What do you guys think about the triple threat? Jericho versus Ziggler versus Miz.
I thought it was pretty good.
It was great.
Great matchup.
Why is that, Fresh? Maurice?
Oh man, I loved it, and I was like, I thought everybody was spot on for this match, and I was like, I gotta admit, like, this is one of the few times I actually thought Vicky Guerrero was actually useful for a change. Like, as far as the actual match is concerned. Like definitely on the mic, she's always useful there. But it's like, as far as actual match involvement, this is like one of her best involvements in a match.
Not bad. Mr. Jones?
Oh man, I loved it. It kept you on your toes, trying to figure out who's actually going to win. I mean, you got 3 big egos in the ring, and I mean, with this match, I thought it would be good for a pay-per-view, to tell you the truth.
You guys are a little shy on the triple threat. I was expecting you guys to be nonstop.
Yeah, you know, actually, to be truthful, I was kind of surprised that they did a couple of the spots with that they had the table spots in there because I didn't actually think it was going to get to as rough as it got with it. Although they only used like a couple of bumps here, but still even that was like a little bit of a shock. I would have thought they would have kept a lot of it in the ring.
Yeah.
And you know what? And it's funny because like it's been a while since Jericho actually did a high flying move. And when he did the over the top, I'm like, wow, Jericho's actually back. He's actually pulling out the stops on this match. And what's going to be scary is when SummerSlam hits and it's Jericho and Ziggler in the ring together, and that's going to be a showstopper.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there's big rumors that Jericho will be leaving after SummerSlam.
Yeah.
What are your predictions for this match?
I think Jericho's trying to put over Ziggler, so I have a feeling Ziggler's going to win.
Ziggler will win over Jericho.
Just to put him over.
Yeah, it would make more sense.
Yeah.
Although, truth be told, in a way, if they were going to let Ziggler win Sunday, I don't see why they let him win tonight, though. Although in a way, I do kind of get it because they like try and feed in it. Hey, you know what? Maybe Ziggler's right. Maybe Jericho doesn't have what it takes to win a big one anymore.
Right.
But then it was like, yeah, you just do like that small little something to like creep in for Sunday, and then like when Ziggler actually does win Sunday, then it like sinks in even more. It's like, hey, Jericho, I just beat you twice in less than a week.
Now, can Jericho pull up upset and beat Ziggler on Sunday?
I feel Jericho will actually beat Ziggler and then just retire.
Right.
You know, walk off in the sunset and then let Ziggler, mope and cry, but then he has to think, oh, I still got money in the bank, cash it out on Sheamus or Del Rio, whoever wins at SummerSlam.
I mean, a lot of people are calling this going to be the show-stopping match of the night. Your thoughts?
I think it could be.
Go ahead.
I think it'd be a showstopper.
Why is that?
What was the question?
Do you think? Go ahead, Kevin.
You talking about Ziggler and Jericho?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so, because Ziggler's on his game. And Jericho, so is Jericho. You put them two together, it's going to be good. Just like Jericho and Punk. That was pretty good. So, I think it'd be probably the best match of the night besides Brock and Triple H.
Kevin brought up a good point. Fresh, do you think that Jericho versus Ziggler match would overshadow Punk and Jericho?
I don't know. It depends. Like, Ziggler's really got to show up, like, because this is a big match for him. Like,
right.
And I don't think it'll overshadow it'll be talked about as much as, a Punk and a Jericho, but it won't overshadow, the match they had at WrestleMania.
Yeah. Now, what about Ziggler? Is he going to cash in at SummerSlam?
I think he might.
I can see it happening.
That depends. If Sheamus is champion, or if Sheamus retains the title, Ziggler tries to cash it in. If Del Rio wins the title, he'll hold off.
Lot of hums out there.
I want to take it back a couple of what Fresh said. I think Jericho and Ziggler's match is going to be talked about a lot more than what Punk and Jericho's match at WrestleMania. I feel, because you got two showsmen in the ring who can get the job done. I mean, they're both good. They're both good wrestlers and they're both good showsmen. I'll say that, and I think it will be talked for a while, for a long time.
Right.
But will Ziggler cash in? I think he'll cash in either way. I mean, he'll cash it out on Sheamus, and then he'll cash it out on Del Rio.
Right.
I mean, this is his time now.
Could we see Ziggler? Could we actually see Ziggler lose the briefcase?
Hardly doubt it.
Yes, depending on who he goes after.
Well, he can only go after one because that's the way they structured the contracts this year, where there was a WWE title on the website.
Oh, no, Fresh, I got you with that. What I meant by who he goes after is depending on who's the champion who is the world heavyweight champion when he finally decides to cash it in, because I say like if he goes after Sheamus, he could probably catch him at the right time. But if he cashes it in, but then suddenly like turns into a bro kick or something, there's like there could be a very easy chance he loses it then.
I
mean,
mean,
like if he could avoid it.
It's been etched in stone already that Ziggler, like, well, so far for the foreseeable future, the plans are Ziggler's going to cash in and he's going to be world champion. Now, when and where and on who, that's yet to be determined, but he will be champion.
So, and then you know what else I would do? You know what else I would do if I was the king? I would do with Ziggler what they tried to do with Edge, because I can actually see, like, if Ziggler had a 2 for a price of 1, that he could lose, like, a world title match. But then it was like, oh, let's say something happens afterwards, and it's like, cash in.
Interesting point right there. Now, let's say if Del Rio wins. Could you see Ziggler cashing in on Del Rio automatically? Because you do have other people waiting in the shadows. You got Wade Barrett.
Nope.
You got Randy Orton.
Yep.
And
then you got Sheamus, who wants a rematch.
Well, it depends on, like, it all depends on how you write the storyline. Like, Wade Barrett is supposed to come in after SummerSlam, so if he doesn't show up on Raw, he'll be on SmackDown after SummerSlam. Then, you still got Randy, but, like, how do you write the storyline? Like, you keep letting Sheamus ride this wave of being the dominant face of the champion, and then we like, well, Wade Barrett is fresh in, let's throw him in the picture. Or, do you let Ziggler cash in and let him have a go with it? Like, it's too much to call right now. Because I think when they give it to Ziggler, they want him to have a legitimate title run this time.
Right.
But they don't want him to be champ for 30 minutes and then like, oh, well, he lost it. Like, they really want to give dude a run with the belt and let him carry it and see what he can do for SmackDown.
Now, how long do we have to wait to see Wade Barrett or Randy Orton in the title shot?
That's a good question.
Not that far. I'll say not that far.
I'd say Orton. I could possibly see him in Hell in a Cell, possibly.
Hell in a Cell would be in October, right?
Yeah. Either early. If not, then well, since they do 2 in October. If not Hell in a Cell, then Vengeance.
Vengeance is still around?
No, there's only one pay-per-view this year in October.
Oh, there's only one. Oh, they did knock it down to 1 again? All right, good.
Right, so it's Hell in a Cell, so that'll be like in the middle of October. I mean, I don't really believe, like they want Wade Barrett to have a legitimate push, so, like, I don't see Barrett getting the title this year. I see Barrett actually winning the Royal Rumble because nobody cares about the WWE title anymore. Like, I mean, not saying nobody cares, but, like, with The Rock coming back, like, they already pre-planned what they're going to do with the belt. Like, it's going to be Rock in the main event. So who cares who wins the Royal Rumble from Raw? Because we already know either you're going to wrestle Punk or you're going to wrestle Cena. So it doesn't matter how that plays out. So you let Wade Barrett legitimately win the Royal Rumble, and you let him challenge for the title at WrestleMania, and you let him win, and then we're off on the Barrett barrage, and you let him flow.
Now, if you guys paid attention to his video promos, I mean, he talked about how he went back to his training roots, and he's talking about, you know, keeping things legit. Is that any sign of him becoming an actual face?
I mean, a lot of people have been throwing that out, like Wade Barrett is coming back as a face.
Right. What were you going to say, Kevin?
He'll come back as a heel. I don't think he's not ready to be a face yet.
If Wade Barrett doesn't have better theme music when he comes back, he won't get a pop. Like, he gonna get a pop because we ain't seen Barrett in like a year, maybe. Like, when's the last time we seen him? Well, it ain't even been a year almost, but like, when's the last time we seen Barrett at the Royal Rumble?
I believe so.
No,
yeah,
just
before WrestleMania.
Right. Then he gets hurt and he goes down. He's supposed to be back in July because he's supposed to win Money in the Bank. No, he's supposed to be back by WrestleMania because that was the only reason they was bringing Money in the Bank back at Mania because he was supposed to win it.
Yeah.
And he doesn't, you know, he's not ready. So it's like, well, we'll put him in it in July. Then he's still not ready. So might as well just let Barrett start his, like, let him get some momentum going into next year and just let him dominate.
I think they just.
Go ahead, Sean.
I was just saying, like, I think it's a little bit early before they actually bring him back. They should have brought him back. I mean, bring him back going into Survivor Series, and then let him, and, you know, like you said, let him win the Royal Rumble. I think they're really bringing him back a little bit too early.
Because what's he been out for 6 months now?
Close to it.
Barrett's been gone since before WrestleMania, so you go April, May, June, July. Yeah, it's been about 5, 6 months.
5, 6 months. Yeah, I actually think it's perfect because you know what? I say don't put him with nobody high profile. I say don't put him with nobody high profile until Survivor Series because, you know, just like put him with a couple jobbers, see how he does, and like let him get his ring rust out from under him, and then like when you get closer to like Royal Rumble, then like maybe you'll have somebody test him.
Well, I mean, because you know Wade Barrett is one of them guys, like he's very insertable. Like, okay, he's finna come back after SummerSlam, but you look at like Randy's not doing nothing, so it's easy to slide that feud right where it left off at, and you know you start something brand new. That way they both have something to do, and then it's like the ultimate goal is for somebody to get a title shot.
Right.
I mean, you know, or they could actually slide Wade Barrett and let him wrestle the Undertaker at Survivor Series instead of Brock. Because the Undertaker is supposed to be, you know, back on TV by November because they want to push him and Brock for Survivor Series.
Damn, I didn't hear about that one.
Yeah, I mean, because you know the way Brock's contract is structured, he's got like 34 appearances, but he's only like really doing major spots. But like SummerSlam is a major, you know, spot. So you see, he was on Raw the 3 weeks going into SummerSlam.
And then he's gone till Survivor Series.
Right, and he'll probably leave and come back at the end of October, and then he'll be ready to go into Survivor Series.
Because after Triple H, Randy Orton's his next opponent, unless they change their mind.
Wait, Randy Orton and Brock?
Yeah, Survivor Series.
Oh, wow.
It was originally supposed to be at SummerSlam, but I guess when Orton got suspended, they got changed, so they moved it to Triple H and Brock.
Damn.
I would like to see Orton wrestle Brock Lesnar.
We do remember his rookie year, right?
Yep.
Wait,
probably the sickest F5 of all time.
Yeah, didn't he kill Orton in his rookie year?
Not only did he power bomb him, he picked him right back up, set him into an F5, which he never really got back up on his own.
Now, I don't think Orton forgot that.
And now here's a question for the table. Now, supposedly Brock is supposed to be the youngest World Heavyweight Champion, or is it Randy Orton, the youngest World Heavyweight Champion?
It's
Orton. Orton did it a year younger than Brock. Brock won it at 25, and then Orton won it at 24.
Yeah, I could see a feud happen like that, or a little storyline where Brock kind of upset because Randy Orton maybe had foreshadowed him because he holds a record than what Brock used to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just to clarify that, Brock was the youngest to hold the WWE title, but Orton is the overall, if you talk about either of the world championships.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got a point there.
The Human's Encyclopedia, everybody.
Maurice on it. Like, I swear to God, Maurice know everything. Nigga told me
90% of it.
Nigga told me that there's actual footage of Lou Thayers doing the Lou Thayers press, and nobody's ever seen this.
Yeah, trust me, somebody must have really, really, said, oh, wait a minute, I actually got a way to put this on now because, because that footage looked like at least, 60 years old.
What do you got, and I don't want to offend anybody who's in this room, because I don't really follow the wall like I used to, but somebody wrote in the group that The Undertaker was behind Aces and Eights.
You know, you're not the only one that saw that.
No, that was just Brian just making a joke.
Yeah.
That was a horrible joke.
Yeah, that was good old Brian Horntail, the youngest member of WCC. Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy.
Well, at least he put that he was joking before he actually said it. So it was like, at least, all right, don't take whatever he's getting ready to post seriously, because that's actually how he let off. Warning, this is a joke, or something like that.
But you know what? Yeah, that's a wild imagination, and it's funny because, if you really think about it, it would be funny. It looked like the Ace of Eights. It looked like a biker gang, and then you would think okay, we haven't seen Undertaker in a while. Did he go back to the whole American Badass gimmick?
Big Red.
I could pull that off now, but but actually, in a weird way, for a joke of a comment, he actually made it. Made sense in a way, because it was Aces and Eights would be a dead man's hand for anybody that ever plays poker, and it was but it was come on, that would be too obvious to put Taker in there. Why would Taker go to TNA after being a lifetime in the WWE? So,
same reason why Kurt Angle did.
By the way, speaking of Kurt Angle, I don't know if you guys heard or anything, but what's going on between him and CM Punk? Earlier, right after Raw went off the air, Kurt Angle let a post saying about he doesn't like the fact that CM Punk calls TNA indie.
Apparently, CM Punk did an interview, and someone asked him what he thought about TNA, and he pretty much said how he felt about TNA, and I guess Kurt Angle got offended by it, and he went off.
Oh, wow.
Because CM Punk has bad blood with TNA.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Because what happened back in 02, 03.
What exactly happened for those people who weren't paying attention like me?
Because when that's right. Because wasn't Punk in with James Mitchell at that point in time?
No, he was with Raven.
He was with Raven.
Oh, it was Raven. All right.
Yeah, he was a Raven follower.
But at the time, in 03, he was with Ring of Honor, and TNA didn't want to work with Ring of Honor and TNA at the same time. So he pretty much told TNA to screw yourself and went back to Ring of Honor.
which is very funny because a lot of wrestlers from Ring of Honor are actually in TNA. You got AJ Styles, Christopher Daniels, Samoa Joe. The list goes on. So it was like, wow.
And now you got Kenny King.
Exactly.
Who pretty much screwed himself if he didn't get signed.
Man, he screwed himself. He's trying to... I call him the Shelton Benjamin of TNA because that's what he looks like to me.
Hey, that's an insult, man. That's an insult, Sean. Come on now.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't... In the words of Chris, I wasn't being disrespectful.
Yeah, man, that was too much, Sean. That's like when Maurice said he compared Dolph Ziggler to Ric Flair. How dare you?
Oh wow!
Hey! Again, I was not comparing them as far as Ziggler being like he's gonna win with 16 titles. I was just saying Ziggler, if he ever went on his own, he could probably get like heat because of his showing off if they actually let him perfect it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not get it twisted.
All right.
Definitely not going to. There. No.
But wait a minute. Kurt Angle was offended because of some things CM Black. How do you get offended by another grown man's opinion of anything? Like,
it's Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
The gold medalist.
So are you really going to get mad if they say, hey, Frisk, what is your opinion of TNA right now? And I look in the camera and I said, oh, well, it sucks. It's mediocre. No one likes it. And, yeah, like, you can't get mad at me. Like, I am the viewer and this is the product, and that shit sucks.
Yeah, I guess, like, but I guess, like, let's say, how can you call us, I'm guessing where Kurt will probably have a problem. It's like, how are you going to call us an indie promotion yet? Besides you guys, we're the only other company on TV right now.
Well, in a way, when you look at TNA is it's an indie promotion with a bigger budget than Ring of Honor. I mean, think about it. TNA does not leave the Impact Zone,
or if they do, it's very rare.
Right.
Yeah.
When they do leave the Impact Zone, it's very rare.
Matter of fact, I'll put it
all over the fucking world. Like,
only time they ever leave is for Bound for Glory, or if it's for another pay-per-view.
Now have any of you guys actually been to a TNA house show? I heard they get down.
I heard they do, because a friend of mine actually went to a house show in Indiana, and after the show was over, they'll let fans get in the ring and take pictures with wrestlers.
Exactly. That was my next point right there.
Because they do a lot of meet and greet before the show and then after the show.
Now, wait a minute. Now, if they do all this... I'm sorry, go fresh.
When you are a small company, you can afford to do that. I'm pretty sure there are wrestlers in the back that took the ring down.
Yeah, I believe that.
Actually, they did.
And they used rider trucks to have actual production trucks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know what? And I'm glad you brought that up because, if you have fans getting in the ring and you're like having them take pictures and whatnot, why don't you use that to market your damn product? You say wrestling matters, show it. Show these pictures from y'all few house shows that you got. Show the fans, like, interacting after your shows. Like, do something to let your fans know, we really do care about you guys and we appreciate you coming out even though we're like not as big as like WWE is, but
right.
Do something to like let people know, hey, this is something that you do want to check out.
Exactly. I mean, let's jump back into Raw real quick. Let's talk about before the actual semi-main event, which was Big Show, Daniel Bryan versus CM Punk and Cena. What the hell happened there?
I have no idea.
It was a nice gamble one-upsmanship, and it looked really fucking horrible.
It was a blender. It was a blender fuck.
That was horrible.
Dude, and here's what I found funny. you would have thought Punk and Cena, it would have made sense.
Right.
But Bryan and Big Show were having just as many issues as Punk and Cena were.
The big no.
Yeah. And by the way, just on a side note, and I posted this up because I better got my damn promo points off of Bryan coming out. Because Granny, and I called Shannon on this one. She tried to call me on it. Yeah, guess what? He was talking at that broadcast booth, even though he didn't sit down. He was still talking. All right, anyway, I digress. But yeah, I'm sorry. You cannot put Daniel Bryan in. I can understand why he would want to be in this match, but I'm sorry. What does he really have to do with this whole scenario?
Nothing.
Nothing at all. But I mean, if you put Daniel Bryan and Big Show together, then I guess that's where you get it. I mean, I'm tired of seeing Big Show with tag team partners. I mean, if they're going to actually pair them up, what is the name going to be called? No Show?
Mm-hmm. Did anybody notice? Did anybody notice a new black referee that was in there? By the way, he looked a lot like Tone.
Yeah, I didn't saw that.
Oh, the boy.
I was wondering where Tone took off.
Hey.
What bothered me is they got Daniel Bryan in a match with Kane at SummerSlam, but they're not pushing it.
Right.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, they announced it last week on Raw that AJ put Daniel Bryan, because Daniel Bryan wanted to be in a WWE title match. AJ said no, that he already has a match, it's against Kane. But yet you haven't seen Kane since Raw 1000, or 1001. But yet he has a match with Kane.
Anger management therapist, Kane.
Yeah.
Kane was on Raw last week.
So they're backing out the idea of Charlie Sheen and Daniel Bryan?
Apparently, because they quit talking about after the 1001 episode.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. I want to kind of keep within that match. Did anybody notice when AJ was on SmackDown, like after Kane whipped Daniel Bryan's ass, that she was like, and actually, I actually think Cole actually picked it up, which is a shock for anybody. But he was like, yeah, she's like, AJ was like smiling and laughing and saying, that was great.
Yeah. And you see how Kane was smiling with that goofy look?
Yeah. And by the way, props again to our WCC faithful, because somebody called this a long time ago, and and that was like, I'll be damned. Somebody is listening to this group way too much, because they called it, if y'all remember, like the one time when AJ dressed like Kane, I was like, yeah, they called it that week, and I was like, and then like when I flashed back to like Friday on SmackDown, and then first thing that went through my mind was like, damn, somebody in this group knew what they was talking about, and I ain't believe them.
That's usually how it goes.
So what did you guys think of the way Raw ended?
I mean, that's pretty horrible.
Could have gone better. Could have gone better.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And I was thinking like this, cool. All right. First of all, do we really need Brock to mess up the camera, dude? So, like, if you're just going to fade to black, just fade to black. Yeah. Yeah, just don't. Yeah, because we ain't need Brock, like, botching something as simple as, like, a fade to black scene. Because I was like, oh, Lord, the cameraman probably got injured, you know.
It's not that. It's not that. I mean, you gotta forget one thing. Brock forgot to at least bump into the cameraman, and then the cameraman makes that effect. Oh, like, oh shit, I fell. You know what I'm saying? It's like, no, they faded to black, and then you see the camera kind of tilt at the right corner. I mean, you got to pay attention to some of those things. But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's what I was like. Yeah, because I did notice like they was fading the black beforehand, but it was like still,
Yeah.
it was still a Brock. Did you have to bump the camera at the same time? You know,
That whole
Unless it was planning to hit the cameraman.
that whole spot was horrible. Like, so we couldn't watch him brutally assault Shawn Michaels.
I think what I really think is I think Shawn's gonna turn on Hunter. I mean that's just too. I mean Brock bumping into the cameraman in it black. You hear, and I'm hearing that Brock hitting him with like kendo stick and stuff like that. I mean, Shawn fighting off Brock is like I don't know. I just think it's too weird for me. It just goes straight to black for about 5 minutes.
Pretty much.
I mean, the spot was horrible, but I see where they're going and what they're aiming for. I mean, because like it was horrible. Like, yeah, that spot was really fucking like. So you break Shawn Michaels' arm, really? That was that about?
Damn.
But I guess in some way it makes the match that more, anticipated, seeing that it's 10 years in the making, and to the best of our knowledge, Brock and Triple H have never really touched. So this is like the first time ever.
Mm-hmm.
Because they did have a little something back a while, but it was a non-televised, like a little special attraction, whatever.
I mean, like it was, and like it was gonna be good, but it could have been better because it was like with all the animosity and all the hype, like they didn't put nothing on it. Like they didn't make it a street fight or unsanctioned bout, or like. They didn't put no oomph to it. Like, I really want Triple H, the cerebral assassin, to show him with the sledgehammer already in hand. Like,
they probably are gonna like. Yeah, the ref's probably just gonna let it go like Sunday night or whatever.
And I'm pretty sure they're gonna just let it fly, but
yeah,
like,
although I was a little.
Like, but it could have been a lot better if you'd have been like, they'd have put a stipulation on it. Like, if you're gonna let them fight, let them fight.
Yeah. But then again, let's remember, Triple H is the boss man, so most likely he probably will wind up changing it somehow because it's like, oh, you hurt my best friend. Oh, you hurt my best friend. Guess what? Now it's no disqualifications now, Brock.
Yeah, it'll be like this. You know what, Brock? You hurt my best friend. Now it's a street fight. Your ass is grass. Whatever.
I like that Triple H impression.
Yeah, and then I was wondering though, like somebody messaged me earlier. Why didn't Triple H have the sledgehammer like when he ran to the ring?
Because he's a family man. This is PG. He can't have a sledgehammer in hand. He can't. That's like he needs to go out there with a wiffle ball bat or shit like that.
Sure. Oh, they could at least ran with a chair if he was going to have a weapon. If it was
say this is going to wrestle down.
And I don't mean any disrespect, but my kids are watching, and I don't want them to think, picking up a hammer and hitting me in the head. So, yeah, you don't do that. No, because PG-13.
Wow.
Hold on. R-Trail took a picture with Cena? Son of a bitch.
Watch out.
Excuse my raving. I'm on Facebook right now.
Oh, sorry.
I didn't appreciate it.
Speaking of R-Truth, did R-Truth seem like he picked up a little bit of weight?
Did what?
Didn't it look like R-Truth picked up a little bit of, weight? It seemed like he kind of, was out of shape. I had to look at the match. I'm like, is that R-Truth? Who's he bringing up to the ring?
Yeah, I think he must have been eating for himself and little Jimmy.
That's like the first time R-Truth done wrestled in like 3 weeks.
By the way, he's still recovering from a broken foot.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was about to say I almost didn't recognize him in his face anymore because he's like lately been coming out dressing like a street dude or whatever.
Jimmy wants a brownie.
Paul, you still here?
I'm just tired because of that energy drink is finally winding me down.
Paul, before we go, let's start off with Q&A. Paul Martin, your predictions for SummerSlam. And you go live in 3, 2, 1.
Hey, Triple H is going to win the match. CM Punk is going to retain. Antonio Cesaro is going to win the title. What are the other matches on the card?
We also got the Tag Team Championship on the line.
That match will still be the Tag Team Champions, Kofi and Truth.
Right. What about, what are your actual picks with, who else have we got? Jericho, Ziggler.
I will go with Dolph Ziggler winning.
Dolph Ziggler wins. Not bad, not bad. Up next, we got the Grand Slam champion, Mr. Maurice. Full predictions of SummerSlam in 3, 2, 1.
My SummerSlam predictions will go down as follows. I have Triple H over Brock Lesnar. I have...
Wait, Triple H over Brock?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
All right, I have CM Punk retaining the WWE title.
Oh.
I have Alberto Del Rio becoming the new World Heavyweight Champion. I have Kane sadly defeating my draft pick Daniel Bryan.
Why?
Yeah, come on. Do you really see Daniel Bryan winning a match that AJ made? No.
You made a point there.
Right. Sure. I have Truth to Kofi retaining the tag team titles. I have Dolph Ziggler beating Chris Jericho, and I have Santino retaining the U.S. title in the pre-show over Antonio Cesaro. And I also have Miz keeping the Intercontinental title over Rey Mysterio.
Oh, not bad, not bad. Now, let's go back real quick to the tag team match. Did AEW actually hurt primetime players?
Possibly, but like I said, you know what? If they can find somebody to help them out, then hey, I would actually laugh if this happened. If somehow Rosa wound up joining PTV, or them, Epico, and Primo all became like one giant stable or something.
Right.
But who knows?
Not bad at all.
Next.
Up next, we got Mr. Fresh. Prediction of SummerSlam. Yo, Fresh, what do you think about SummerSlam? Your predictions.
Oh, I didn't know you was talking to me. We're going to go, I believe the primetime players are going to pull it out. No AW, doesn't matter. We're still going to have new tag team champions.
Right.
I don't really care about the pre-show, although Santino's buffoonery reign should come to an end and just let Antonio Cesaro take the U.S. title. I was unaware that Miz and Ray were even on the card, but I'm going with Miz over Ray. You know, they're going to let him swag out as the IC champ. Jericho and Ziggler are going to steal the show.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see Ziggler beating Jericho just yet, not this go-round.
Right.
Triple H and this trusty sledgehammer is going to make an appearance at SummerSlam. So I got Triple H beating Brock. He's gonna get beat up though. That he will take an ass whooping though. That is not a doubt. But he's gonna get beat the fuck up.
Will Shawn Michaels interfere in that match?
Yeah, of course. You know, it's evident. He gonna fuck around and super kick somebody. He's probably gonna kick Paul Heyman.
Right.
Or you know, and if like it could go two ways. Either he'll prevent Paul Heyman from interfering, or he's gonna try to save Triple H and accidentally kick Triple H.
Not bad, not bad.
CM Punk will retain. Like there's so many things up in the air with SummerSlam. Like depending on how they structure the card. Like with Triple H and Brock Lesnar being so big and so personal, I think that should go last. Well, by some chance the WWE title goes on last, I can see them making strides toward the NWO gimmick, but I doubt it. Because I don't really think the WWE title is going to go on last anyway. So, but if it does go on last, I do see them making strides toward the NWO gimmick that they've been fishing with.
Right.
And, you know, Nash may make an appearance. Only thing I'm scared of, I would not let Nash jackknife John Cena.
Right. I mean, what are your like actual thoughts about that NWO reunion? Like,
I mean, it could work, but like the object of the NWO, like its whole sole purpose when it was in WCW, like when it expanded,
right.
The NWO was to give life to those who did not have a career, which is why they got like Buff Bagwell and Scott Norton, and then Conan. You know, they made him bigger than. They made him, you know, an American, you know, big as far as an American star, not just, you know, well, that's another Mexican guy along with Eddie Guerrero.
Right.
So, you know, the NWO gave life to those who did not have a career. Now, when you look at the talent pool that's in WWE, now it's like, if you're going to restructure the NWO outside of Nash and Punk, who needs to be there that needs that to get over the hump? I mean, you can bring everybody in when we talk about that if you want to.
Right.
You know.
Okay.
So
we'll bring that up coming up. Kevin, your thoughts and predictions for SummerSlam?
My opinion is for SummerSlam is Otana's going to beat Santino as part of punishment because, you know, he's been frustrated backstage.
Right.
I believe Miz can go over Mysterio. I believe R-Truth and Kofi's going to retain. Let's see what else matches. Kane's going to defeat Daniel Bryan. Triple H over Brock. Ziggler over Jericho. I've been hoping CM Punk defeats Cena and Big Show.
Right. So
we'll see on that one. And I believe Sheamus going to retain, and possibly Ziggler might catch in.
Wait, did you say Cena will win?
I said I want CM Punk to win.
Oh, okay.
But it depends on if they change their mind or not. But I want CM Punk to win.
Okay.
And I believe Sheamus is going to retain, and possibly Ziggler is going to cash in.
Ziggler will cash in on Del Rio or Sheamus?
Probably on Sheamus.
Okay. Now, what if it's Del Rio? Will he win or lose?
If it's against Del Rio, Ziggler's probably going to win because every time you put Del Rio in the match, especially for a world title, he always loses.
Right.
So, but if Del Rio wins, I don't think Ziggler's going to cash in.
What do you think is going to happen on SmackDown with Del Rio?
That's a good question because they're going to make another match for Sheamus' new opponent because they pulled Del Rio unless it's a storyline and somehow put Del Rio back in the match.
Okay. Not bad. Up next, we got Sean Jones. Sean Jones, before we go to you, for all you guys that listen out there on YouTube, subscribe to Spawn 2011-3. That's Spawn 2011-3. Subscribe to YouTube. That's the WCC channel. And also don't forget to follow WCC on Twitter at WCC Live. Sean Jones, your predictions of SummerSlam in 3, 2, and 1.
My predictions. I see Antonio walking away with the U.S. title. I see.
Let me stop you right there. I'm gonna use Kevin's theory. Do you believe Santino got in trouble or he's bitching too much that the fact they're actually gonna toss a title over to Antonio, or is Antonio ready for a title?
I think Antonio's ready for a title. I truly honestly believe. I mean, with this whole entire Santino holding the U.S. title, I think it's buffoonery, so to speak. I mean, the whole Cobra thing, I mean, if they would actually give Santino a serious role besides this whole Cobra thing, I mean, it worked out for his career, but it's time for him to move on.
Right. And your rest of your predictions?
Where was I? Oh, yeah, the tag team, I see Kofi and Truth walking away, still tag team champions. I see Brock Lesnar beating Triple H.
Oh, okay.
Maybe like Shawn Michaels betraying him, super kick. 1, 2, 3. Brock walks away. The Miz is going to topple over Rey Mysterio. I see Jericho beating Ziggler.
Jericho beats Ziggler.
Yeah.
Clean or dirty?
Wow. That's a good question. Probably dirty.
Holding the tights?
Probably holding the tights. Probably a cheap move. I mean, Jericho. Jericho said that he's back, so it all depends on which Jericho he's talking about. The Ayatollah of rock and roller, or we're going to see the Jericho that supposedly come to save us.
Right.
So,
not bad.
I see Daniel Bryan beating Kane. As for Sheamus and Alberto Del Rio, I see Alberto winning, but then losing to Ziggler when he cashes in.
That same night?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. As for the triple threat, Big Show, Cena, and CM Punk, I have no idea. I really don't. I mean, I actually see Big Show probably pulling away from with this. But it's a hard decision because, I mean, Cena is on this mission not to let Big Show become champion. For what reason, I have no idea.
All right.
But I see Big Show pulling out.
Not bad. Gentlemen, we basically all agree.
Hello?
All right. Yeah, I mean, basically, it seems to me that we're all let's talk about, real quick before we go, let's talk about NWO reunion.
Oh, hell no. Well, with the whole NWO thing, I mean, it'll be interesting. I mean, like I've been posting up on Facebook an ideal of what the NWO should do, and just like Fresh said, NWO was based on, newcomers who wants to shine, right? Who wasn't given a chance. And I really think it was a good idea. I mean, for Nash and CM Punk, with the whole heat that Nash been showing. I mean, his blast on Eddie and the late Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit, and attacking CM Punk and Daniel Bryan. I think it'd actually be a good idea for him to do. I mean, no time in the present to do a reunion.
I mean, this question is for everybody. I mean, are we really ready for another reunion, or are we done with this?
I mean, it's not like a reunion is when you take all the original members and you let them come back
Right.
for the one night, you let them relive their glory days. They don't want, like, Nash doesn't want a reunion. He wants a full out, he wants the NWO to live and ride one last time, but he only wants it done if Phil is the leader. Like, he's already said on Twitter, he said, I don't have to be a part of this, you know, it's not a big deal. I just, you know, if you bring it back, I want Phil to be in charge.
Right.
So it's like, you look at the roster, you're like, okay, now, you take CM Punk. That is your new generation of the revolution. That is your new era of rebellion. So, of course, CM Punk sticks out of your mind, boom, we can make Punk the leader. Now you need that element of, you know, to make it relevant, like you need a face from the original. You can't go get a Hogan. That would be retarded. Then Hogan's broke down. He can't do nothing. Scott Hall is about a vodka shot away from dying. If anybody's seen X-Pac lately, that guy is so out of shape, it's ridiculous. As we've seen at the Raw 1000. So the natural pick is like, we get Kevin Nash. Kevin Nash is just a look. Like, he is NWO, so, you know, we get Kevin Nash because, you know, that is the relevancy of, you know, what the originals look like.
Mm-hmm.
So then it's like, how do you build the NWO? Because you want to build it to where you have legit stars, then you got guys who need a push.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, you take CM Punk. But who do you put around CM Punk? Because anybody you put around CM Punk, it will look awkward already in a stable anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, do you put The Miz there because The Miz is a good talker? The Miz is going to get you heat because The Miz is a good hit. Do you put Ziggler there, or do you think Ziggler can stand out on his own? Like, do you go get Wade Barrett just for the fact that you don't really know what to do with Wade Barrett right now? You just know you want Wade Barrett to get a push.
Right.
Then it's like, well, what about Cody? But if anybody who needs the NWO, if they bring it back, is Ted DiBiase. Because his career has been in turmoil since Legacy broke up.
Yeah.
He's had it.
That's putting it nicely.
Right. But I'm saying, if anybody needs the NWO or needs a stable gimmick to rebuild his career, it's Ted DiBiase.
Mm-hmm. Now,
So,
Kevin.
I mean,
Especially if he uses daddy's money to help function.
Now, Kevin, are you ready for another NWO comeback at least?
I think it's a great idea, but I don't know how they're gonna work. Cause so far they're gonna push Nash and CM Punk.
Right.
Who else can you think would be a good fit in?
I mean, if you do the NWO, you go CM Punk, like you go Nash, just because he's an original.
Right.
You go
I agree.
You go Nash and Big Show because those were the only two originals from the actual NWO.
Yeah, I forgot about Big Show.
When it was just like the five of them. So you go Nash, Big Show, CM Punk. Nash is only there to be your mouthpiece. He's not gonna wrestle. He's gonna come out and help CM Punk cut the funny promos.
And as you said about the Miz and Ziggler, I think that'd be a good fit too, because you got, like you said, you got Miz who can talk, Ziggler who can talk and wrestle. If he gets rid of Vicky Guerrero.
Mm-hmm.
Right, that gets rid of Vicky and we don't see her on TV no more. I mean, it can all work. It's just about how you put the stable together.
Right.
Like, anything is possible in wrestling. It's just about having the right guys and can, you know, like, we all know, like, Nash is not the best person in the world. Like, we all know his MO, so how do you put Nash in charge of a bunch of young guys to get them to the promised land? Like, Nash is no Flair.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can stick Ric Flair in like you see what Flair did for Evolution. Can Nash do that for a rebirth of the NWO and make them as relevant today as they were in '96?
Right. I mean, Paul Martin, are you ready for another NWO?
I think if it's actually at the right time, it would work. But the one thing is that you don't want to see like too many comebacks from comebacks from all these stables that then it makes it stale. So I think I could probably see it just once more, maybe.
Not bad. Maurice.
Oh, yeah. I was tired of, you know what? I was tired of NWO comebacks like after NWO Elite was formed. Because I was like, as soon as the Wolfpack and Hollywood joined, I was like, yeah, that's it.
The final installment of the NWO, it could have worked. But WCW did not know how to perfect a storyline. And then with Bret Hart getting injured and then Jeff Jarrett went down, it's like you missing your key pieces at this point in time, because at the point in time when they brought the NWO back, it was Bret Hart, it was the Outsiders, which gave you that original factor, because they were the very first members of the NWO. Then you got perfect. You only needed 4, and I think they added Scott Steiner, maybe, if I'm not mistaken.
No, you're right. It's Jarrett.
Well, so it's like, and all that work, and then Bret goes down with the injury, and now, you got to write Bret out of the storyline because he's not coming back. He's got a concussion. Like, it's over for him. Then it's like Jeff Jarrett disappeared for like 6-7 months. So it's like, it's hard to make shit look good when you're missing your pieces.
Right. Mr. Jones, finish it off. You're the writer. Please tell me what you want to see. NWO, or do we see another return of the Wolfpack is back?
Wow. Well,
did you really howl?
Yes, I howled, by the way.
How? Well, I mean, with WWE, they have a lot of people who need a good push, and because of what's going on now, you have a ton of people. You got, like you said, you got Kevin Nash, you have CM Punk. What I would do instead of getting Miz and all the guys that already got their name out there, I would get the people that need the push, like Drew McIntyre. Or someone or JTG, and make a wolf pack. Guys who need a mouthpiece. Both CM Punk and Nash are those elements, and to have guys who are ruthless, who are hungry for that spot, or just to say, you know what, I'm tired of being held back. I would write those 4 guys, and then add as I go. I mean, that's what I'm doing.
See, Sean, my thing is this, though. Is it going to work, though? That's the real problem. Is it going to work? I mean, you could put in whoever you want, but my thing is, at the end, is it going to work, and was it worth it?
It's iffy.
To answer your question, L, no and no. It will not work, and it will be a waste of time. Because like I said earlier, you can't put Nash, you can't put a kid in charge of other kids. Like who has Nash really helped along the way in his career ever?
I mean, if you look at TNA, not much, but he did try to make the X division a little bit interesting when he tried to take young talents underneath his wing, trying to give him a character.
He had Jay Lethal dressing up like the Macho Man.
The player from the Himalayas.
Yeah, Sanjay looking like a guru.
I don't have any faith in Kevin Nash developing anybody's skills. Kevin Nash is the equivalent to the teenager that is left home alone, and he's got his little brothers, And Mom has laid out all the rules, and Nash looked at the book and said, you know what, scratch that. We're not doing none of this. We're going to throw the wildest party. We're going to drink. We're going to do everything we're not supposed to do.
Yeah, and remind me, how many characters has Kevin Nash gone through? Oz, Vegas, Diesel.
It's like this. Kevin Nash may not be the best person for booking. He may not be the best person, for a promoter. But I mean, he will speak his mind. He will speak. I mean, he will tell you like it is on certain levels. But because it's WWE, they'll wash that down. It's not like it was back in '96. Going into 2000. This isn't the Nash, and this ain't the WWE that we all grew up to. Mm-hmm. I mean, we've seen weirder things in the WWE, but at the same time, will it work out? I mean, only time can tell.
All I'm saying is Nash has hindered more careers than he's helped. And if you're going to put a stable together of your idea, and you want to see it live, you got to help the young talent get better. Nash has a horrible track record at helping young talent get better. I mean, we're talking about the same man who booked himself to end Goldberg Street. What for? What was the purpose of that? Why did you need to beat Goldberg? What?
So here's my question, and this is for the whole entire table. I mean, we can go down the line. Who would you put in the NWO? I mean, if you have 5 top dudes, who would you put in? I mean, you already got Kevin Nash, you got CM Punk. Who would be your remainders?
Damn, top 5. I'll go last. Go ahead, guys.
I'm gonna go Kevin Nash, CM Punk. You take Miz. There. Oh, does Nash count? Because he doesn't wrestle.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, well, keep him in it, like you said, keep him in as a mouthpiece.
Right, but does he count as a 5? Because he's not gonna wrestle.
All right, yeah. All right. I'll give you that.
But he could still do run-ins and help beat people down.
Right, that's what I was saying. Well, shoot, if he does run-ins,
you mean walk-ins?
Right.
Oh, yeah, that's
you're
true.
not gonna run to the ring.
You're gonna walk it.
Just like Great Khali.
My top 5, I will put.
So you got CM Punk,
excluding Nash. Nash doesn't count. He's just there.
So you got CM Punk.
So I will go CM Punk, Ziggler, Miz, Cody, and just because Ted DiBiase needs that so bad.
Wow.
Ted DiBiase. I will put Ted there. And it could work, though, because think about it, if you bring it back now, it could work. We haven't seen Ted on TV in God knows how long. I would just give Ted the same thing they did when they brought Randy Orton back. I'll put him in a ski mask.
Right.
And I'd let him run around, and he would pop up here and there. He would help CM Punk. He'd help The Miz. And he would just randomly pop up during NWO matches. Then he started hanging out with the NWO. So it'd be 4 guys. It'd be 5 guys in the mask man. Who is under the mask? Then in the grand scheme of things, he comes out and screws somebody, he helps CM Punk retain the belt or win the belt. They take the mask off, and by God, it's Ted DiBiase. We ain't seen Ted DiBiase in 2 years, but he's back. And he'll have a beard and everything, and he'll look like he's been somewhere cutting down trees. Remember when Edge came back at the Survivor Series like a lumberjack?
Mm-hmm.
Right. That's how his beard will be, and he'll look rough.
Yeah. All right, Maurice.
Not that I'm looking forward to it for an NWO reunion, because as Fresh as noted, Nash does not have a good track record of building young people, and just as bad as said track record, CM Punk ain't got a good track record of leading stables. But if I did put anybody in,
Really though, Maurice, you gonna kill him like that?
Yeah. Hey, I was only killing Punk. I was giving credit for there because you was rolling with the Nash thing about his track record about like helping young talent out.
That is true. It didn't work. But
All right,
that is no reason to knock the SES. That was pretty good.
No, it wasn't. Yeah, because as soon as like, all right, yeah. But anyway, let me get to my view. Let's see. Punk obviously will be the leader. Let's see, who would be somebody that's in desperate like need of staying relevant? This may sound like a shock, but this is where I actually put prime time if you can't get anybody else to be a mouthpiece. Because Lord knows, like, you need some bitch boys in the group. And I'll tell you, like, even though they may get a title run in there, we all know they most likely are going to be the bitch boys that get the ass whipped, like when Super Cena and crew decide to get in on the action. So let's see. Yeah, I can see Cody getting in with a little bit because he's starting. Yeah, like he's sort of like getting reduced for no good reason because like WWE always does this.
Well, that's because they killed his gimmick.
Mm-hmm. I know. And then like for our fifth person, and since we actually need somebody to run interference that of size, I would actually put Wade Barrett.
Oh wow. Paul Martin, your top 5 for NWO.
I actually think all of the picks that have been talked about is good, but the one thing is that if you pair, the Miz and CM Punk, like in that group, I think that would be like totally killer promos that probably everybody would love and hate, depending on the person who likes them. And but I would actually put Antonio Cesaro in it, but the one thing is that would have to be maybe for later on, because I guess he has to dump that Lithuanian.
Akana.
Asana, pretty soon, because I think probably she's going to hold him back, I think. So it's like I think maybe Antonio would be good, but then actually CM Punk, Miz, and Antonio, and then actually the list on the other guys, I think they're actually good. So it's like I'm just going to leave the other picks alone on that one.
Kevin, go ahead.
Okay, CM Punk, obviously. Wade Barrett. Cody. Teddy Yati, that make a perfect point. And then for the final one, I'll probably go with Drew McIntyre.
Not bad. As for my top 5, I'm going to go with kind of what Maurice said, but I'm going to add a little twist to it. Instead of a fifth person, I'm going to add a female in there. And guess who I'm going to throw in? I'm going to throw in Eve. You need a bad bitch in there. You need a bad bitch in there to take over to show the ladies what's up. And who's better than to remix it than Eve? I mean, she's been with Crime Time. She tried to be the booty shaker. Didn't work.
Right.
She tried to join the
Johnny.
Yeah, with Johnny. Didn't work. So she's like, fuck this. And let me do my own shit now. So it's like, let me just be the baddest bitch ever.
That is, wow. Wow.
That actually makes a lot of sense.
Yes, it does. Wow.
For real, I mean.
Damn, that kind of crushed my team.
I mean, for real, it's like everything Maria said, but now here's the thing: add a bitch there, like, she just fucks everybody up.
Damn.
Wow, that actually killed my.
She's actually tired. I mean, think about it. She's actually tired of being this Barbie doll image. So she's like, you know what? Let's straight the only fuckers I could actually wrestle.
Hold on. Actually, by the way, I'm kind of glad you kind of brought up the whole Eve's tired of a Barbie girl image because I kind of wanted to segue into this a little bit. I was kind of split screening between Raw and Stars Room Stripes, Eve's new show. I gotta admit, I really hope nobody lends Eve like any firearms or anything because she actually did look like she know how to use them. Okay. Sure. Yeah, because I'll tell you what, like if she ever gets like in a weapons training, I know she probably did a little because I know she took some Brazilian jiu-jitsu and whatnot. But if she ever like really masters firearms and stuff besides normal martial arts weapons, something tell me I would not want to run into Eve in the dark alley.
Oh man. Well, gentlemen, hey, we ran out of time. I'd like to thank everybody for coming through. Don't forget, tomorrow there will be a special edition of the WCC Uncensored show with Mr. Team Bringer himself and Maurice. I think you're back on again. Don't forget to go to twitter.com and follow WCC at WCC Live and subscribe to the YouTube channel at Spawn 2011-3. And if you have Facebook, check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/group/Wrestling Commentary Central. My name is EL.CIBERNETICO. We thank you guys, and we'll see you tomorrow night.
Mr. Jones, I am out.
Kevin, I'm out.
And I'm Paul. Bye.